Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Raceway Park, Englishtown, New Jersey. I'm Bobby Dorr, and we're here at the U.S. All-Pro Funny Car Championships here at Raceway Park, and we're glad to have each and every one of you here with us today. In just a few moments, you're going to witness something that you only see here at Raceway Park once a year. The U.S. All-Pro Funny Car Championships featuring all 32 funny cars, 16 alcohol and 16 nitro, starting up their engines at the same time, California style, for the benefit of muscular dystrophy. What you're looking at right now is over $500,000 worth of race cars, over 100,000 horsepower, and the crews are getting all the engines ready to go for this giant California style startup. We're going to ask that a little bit later you all count down with me from 5 to 1, and at the signal, all 32 funny cars are going to start their engines for the benefit of muscular dystrophy. You got to remember, these nitro cars, the fuel costs $30 a gallon, so they're going to waste a little bit of money here just to thrill you fans here at Raceway Park. We're glad you're all here for it, and please get ready for the countdown. Count down with me. We have the funny cars all lined up. Everything is just about ready to go. And in just a few moments, we're going to fire up all 32 funny cars. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire them up, gentlemen. These guys are getting ready to go for the ride of their life. They're the funny car drivers, the mechanical spacemen who are crammed into a chrome Molly tube chassis and sit behind a 3,000 horsepower supercharged fuel-injected engine that can blow up in a ball of fire. The funny car driver, he's got nerves of steel. He's ready to go for a Sunday drive down a quarter mile in less than 6 seconds at over 260 miles an hour. 2.5 G's in less time than it takes to light a cigarette. It's the most dangerous form of motorsports there is. The fire up, the nitro-fueled engine comes to life, making more noise than a Van Halen concert. The pad is moistened. The body comes down, trapping the driver inside this fiberglass monster of the drag strip. The car pulls into a puddle of water to wet the tires in preparation for the most exciting aspect of a fuel funny car, the burnout. The burnout. It's part of the show, but mainly to increase traction. The driver lays down a patch of rubber. 2 tire tracks, 13 inches wide, halfway down the track. Backing up, unable to see, their compartment is filled with tire smoke and choking nitromethane fumes. Their crew chief guides them back onto the same patch of rubber. In a quarter-mile flirt with death, their concentration must be total.
horsepower and track savvy is what's all important here.
John Brute Force, driver of the Castrol GTX Oldsmobile funny car.
The little guy from the bottom, it's not just the Don Perdones or Kenny Bernsteins or Hawaiian Punches that'll break your backs at a race like this. It's the guys like the Sherm Guns and the Jam Airs that'll come out of nowhere and run those big numbers. Those are the type of individuals that I'm afraid of. When I set my goals on the whole field. And the guy with the heart is the one that'll knock you out. Remember that.
The Coors Corvette, one of the nation's top Nitro Funny Cars. A funny car, a monstrous fiberglass body machine, accelerates to speeds of over 270 miles an hour in under 5.5 seconds in a quarter mile. The pilot for the Coors Corvette is Tom McEwen, nicknamed the Mongoose by his peers. This label was given to him in his early days when he and Don the Snake Perdome ruled the drag strips in their top fuel dragsters. McEwen, always a threat, always a presence. The man, he is the competition. A professional drag racer for over 30 years, the Mongoose gets ready for another blast down the quarter mile.
Fired and running, the 3,000 horsepower aluminum racing engine comes to life. McEwen, the elder statesman of drag racing, has spent half his drag racing career in a funny car. He began his long, illustrious, and successful career racing top fuelers in and around California, where drag racing, the all-American sport, had its early beginnings. National events, McEwen is a true champion and pioneer of the quarter-mile sport. Drag racing is a way of life for the Mongoose. Up-and-comers and hot shoes come and go in this sport, but the reputation McEwen has garnered puts Tom in a class all by himself. His opponents.
I run them all the same way, and it doesn't matter to me who's in the other lane. It just, you know, in racing, I've learned over the years that it's your day. Nobody can beat you, and it doesn't matter whether you run good or run bad. You know, Mother Drag Racing will help you or she won't.
jet funny car is powered by thrust, which blows the car down the track, more or less like an airplane is blown through the air. And where a conventional funny car with a piston engine drives the rear wheels and uses a supercharged nitromethane burning Chrysler replica engine. It's an aluminum racing engine. It's really no longer just a Chrysler engine. That's the big difference. But we're using a Navy Banshee fighter plane engine that we've more or less converted and hot rodded to use for racing power rather than to fly over Korea.
I'm Roger Gustin. I drive the Smith Brothers jet MONGOO funny car. It's the first jet funny car to ever be approved by the National Hot Rod Association. It's designed and built by Romeo Palamedes in Chicago. The car is powered by a J34 Westinghouse jet engine, and we've reached speeds now over 260 miles an hour and a quarter mile at about a 630 a lap time.
I think that it's got to be the most absolute concentration that a person can go through. As much as I love to see those 20 or 30,000 fans sitting up there in the stands, it's, I don't know they're there. If you have to think in a car that's running 250, 260 miles an hour, you're probably going to crash. The afterburner is like what really makes the power. And that's where we do so much design work and more or less research and development. Trying to make a more efficient afterburner to produce more power. We really aren't making any more power with the engine itself than it made in the airplane.
As far as the person, what is he? There's so many makes of drivers and different kinds of people out there. People like myself, I race for a living. We travel all over the country. My wife Maria comes with me. We have a crew. There's 7 of us all together to travel down the road. Racing's our life. That's just one of the things that I really like to do.
This is Dale Poulde, the International Hot Rod Association World Funny Car Champ. He's been driving a funny car for 20 years, since he was 16 years old. Strapped into the cockpit of the Miller Warrior Buick, he prepares himself for a 5-second blast down a quarter-mile strip. This is Bill Schultz, one of drag racing's most respected professionals. He's the crew chief for the Warrior and Poulde's eyes on the starting line. Maple Grove Raceway's Mike Lewis clears the track for Poulde's run. Dale sits in total concentration, mentally preparing himself for the thrill of a win or a date with disaster. The crew moves the Warrior into position, ready for the Nitro fire-up. Crew Chief Schultz prepares to back the Warrior up after its burnout. The body is lowered. and PULDE heads into the burnout area. And how does Dale feel about driving a funny car with all the danger involved?
I enjoy doing it. I think you're safer out here than you are on the freeway myself, on the interstates and stuff. I've had a lot of closer calls on the interstates than I have in the race cars deal. I have had several fires, crashed one time, and have never been hurt. And the safety equipment that are on the cars, just the fire systems, the exhaust pipes that they've made us change to, the different type of burn-down devices for the engines, and everything that all the associations have pretty well gotten together with the speed equipment manufacturers and made these cars plenty safe. And I'm not saying that it's just something somebody goes hop in and drive down the street and all of a sudden run good with them or anything like that. I mean, you can get hurt. You got to show them respect just like you do anything else. And it'll definitely move quicker than you can ever move and ever think about it, and it'll get you hurt. And every time we make a run with one of these cars, especially as well as they're running now, it's definitely a thrill. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. I've been doing it so long, it's kind of hard to tell you exactly what I feel. I'd say if you get in a jet plane and you feel the G-forces pushing you back, you can probably figure about 6 or 7 times that when you get in one of these funny cars. And it's the thrill you get when the plane starts to take off and it sits you back in your seat. Well, this thing does the same thing, but it does it all so fast in 6 seconds, and you've got the control of it.
Funny cars at night, there's nothing like it. $30 a gallon nitromethane fueling header flames that shoot 4 foot in the air, taller than the car. It's nighttime. The driver's backing up towards the starting line. They can hardly see. The nitro fumes filling the driver's compartment, choking them, making their eyes water. They're trying to concentrate on their next pass. It's going to be at night. They really don't like to drive at night, but the fans demand it. It's going to be one of the wildest rides they've ever undertaken. 6 seconds, and they can hardly see, with the car shaking, violently accelerating as fast as it can. Header flames on both sides of that 3,000 horsepower engine right in front of them, ready to do anything at a moment's notice. The race, they leave the starting line with their throttles wide open, violently shaking, accelerating as fast as they can. Here we go, action Al Segrini in the left lane, taking on Al Hoffman in the China Syndrome in the right lane. Hoffman's in, here we go. Segrini gets the whole shot off the starting line, leading the way on down the quarter. Hoffman out of shape with a cloud of smoke and a lot of fire there. Hoffman blowing an engine and spinning the car out right in front of the main grandstand. Fire coming out from the sides of the car, and here comes Hoffman out the roof hatch.
After each round, the funny cars return to the pits, next to their 18-wheel tractor trailers, a mobile repair shop on wheels, where they begin the job of completely disassembling the engine, getting it ready for the next round. Every part is inspected. Everything is taken apart, looked at, checked, rechecked, and assembled. Dale Armstrong, just one of the mechanics that competes in this mechanical mayhem in the pits. The pits, where spectators are free to walk around among their favorite funny car drivers and crews, watching them completely disassemble and repair their cars. The pits, where average spectator can intermingle with the heroes of the sport, the funny car drivers. Here's Dale Pooley in the Miller Warrior funny car returning to the pits. In the next hour and a half, they're going to rebuild a funny car. The body is removed. What's he going to do between rounds? Here's Dale Pooley.
So we'll come back and we'll take the engine all completely apart, except for the crankshaft out of it. We'll take the cylinder heads off it and pull all the pistons and rods out of it.
Crew Chief Bill Schultz helps Dale pull the hot engine apart.
The cylinders on these cars come right out, put a new cylinder in, a new piston, a new connecting rod, put it back together. So when you come up there, the engine's like brand new again. And that's the part of trying to beat your component. He comes up there with all his stuff brand new too. And if your stuff's a little worse for wear, he's going to beat you.
Master Crew Chief Bill Schultz and his crew do, in less time than it takes an average mechanic to tune up your family car, a complete rebuild of this 3,000 horsepower engine. Completely disassembled. The clutch, the intake manifold, rocker arms, the cylinder heads, the oil pan, all completely removed. Checked. Bill demands nothing but perfection. The car equipped with new tires. Everything is done to make it ready for the next round.
Funny cars, despite their name, are not very funny. There's nothing funny about blasting to a speed of up to 250 miles per hour over a short, flat quarter-mile track. Fast, furious, loud, yes. Funny, not really. But what exactly is this earth-trembling, multicolored dinosaur of the drag strip?
Replica of a regular street car, I guess like a Mustang or a Camaro or Corvette or something like that, and we've made fiberglass replica bodies of it, and it's really just a body mounted on a short wheelbase dragster.
It's a 2,000 horsepower fiberglass race car. It weighs about 1,800 pounds, and it's got a sound all of its own.
Particular sport is a whole new world in itself.
Now, here we go. The Nitro Funny Car Final. The two low-18 cars from the first round ready to battle it out. First to fire in the right lane from Yorba Linda, California, John Brute Force is red and white Chevy Cavalier. The body comes down, and he pulls it on into the burnout area. Ready to make the Super Smoky burnout. What a burnout by Ford! Unbelievable! Halfway down the track. Now fired and running. Dominic Santucci out of Coropolis, Pennsylvania, his brand new Black Magic Ford Thunderbird. He had the second quickest elapsed time here today in the first round with a 5:99, the qualifying to run for fourth. Another great burnout by Santucci. Boy, these guys are ready. Austin Coyle lining John up for his dry burnout. Hooks up nicely. A lot of clutch dust coming out the back of the car. That's good. Now Santucci just now backing up from his wet burnout. Those